None of the volunteers came back from their assignments without being touched profoundly in a very personal way. The people they encountered, the situations they had to work through, left impressions that will last a lifetime.
Everywhere in New York where there was a long blank wall, it would be plastered with what I called wanted posters. Posters of pictures showing those that were missing. And they were always smiling because family pictures are smiley pictures. They had one of these long walls in the pier itself, and I would circumvent that because there'd be little teddy bears sitting and roses pasted on the picture, and little notes saying he's such a good father, such a good brother. And that's hard, because when you see a missing person poster, you know, that's traumatic, but when you see thousands of them, and candles lit all along the bottoms, this was all over New York.
You know, you don't talk about it for a long time, and you don't think it's going to affect you. It does. Sometimes you have to excuse yourself and get up and go out and control your emotions and then go back. You make some excuse to the clients, but the clients are sitting there crying in front of you, and it's hard for me to see somebody cry and not cry with them. You know, it's we ended up crying together and hugging each other. We did a lot of that.
And one hangar was turned into just folding flags. Things were getting really quiet in there, and you could just hear the folding of flags. And there were probably between 50 and 80 flags being folded at the same time. And nobody was saying anything. It was just, you just could hear the folding of the flags. And a young lady back over here started just kind of muttering Amazing Grace. And pretty soon, you know, everybody was kind of, and so it kind of wailed up in the whole thing. Pretty much everybody had to stop work for a while, just because the whole thing is realizing what each one of those flags that they were folding was going to represent. So, and that was pretty hard to take.
And as I put him in the car, I gave him this little jug of water, and he said goodbye to me. And the mother said something to the effect of, you know, you may be the only man in his life for a long time, meaning that the boy's father was no longer there. And that's a permanent thing. And then I looked at him and I thought, that's not fair for anyone. So I started to melt down. I had gone about 10 days without any rest, working all night, not eating properly, all the things that I made sure everyone else did. One of the family service people came up to me and she says, I need you, and I need you right now. We have an issue. Let's go. And I said, I can't. And I just started to melt into the parking lot. I said, I can't do it. There's nothing left. I'm empty. I'm done. I need some time. And she literally picked me up and she said, you're going home in a few days and you can get over this. These people are home and they can't get away from it. Now you get in there and you get back to work. She dragged me back in and away you went.
I went down there on my day off and I looked at it and I had to stare at it for about 20 minutes. It seemed like I started to play Danny Boy on the harmonica, and I finished the whole tune, and a little white-haired lady came up to me, and she had, you know, her and her girlfriend had tears in their eyes, and they said, "Thank you, that made our trip here worthwhile." And then I just kind of like, I didn't care if anybody saw me cry, because I looked around and it was like, we're all together.
As our volunteers returned home to their families in Idaho, they brought with them not only their experiences, but a new sense of how precious life is. That's coming up next.